This is our final project presentation on the resilience of urban China, with focuses in Shenzhen. My groupmates are Olivia Zhang, Jiyang Xie, and I'm Caitlin Chan. Our problem statement is, how can urban China become sustainable, eco-friendly, and resilient for future generations? With the rapid urbanization of China, non-permanent and permanent residents will have to adjust to new policies that affect social, economic, political, and spatial issues today. We are still in the pandemic, and urban cities have to provide for all of its citizens and also have enough efficient transportation for overall growth. While new cities must accommodate the larger population, they must also protect the environment and health. The project will analyze how these ideas come into play in one of the fastest growing urban centers on the planet. Here is some background information in the urbanization and migration of China and Shenzhen. The Hukou system is in effect to separate and define whether a Chinese citizen is of rural or urban status. The urban population is way larger than it originally was. The reform and open up policy in order to allow all citizens equal acceptance and rights. In the topic of transportation, China's rapid development and the movement of urbanization has created a huge demand for road transportation. For example, cars, motorcycles, hybrid vehicles, rapid transit system, and bicycles. While this advanced infrastructure of the transportation facilities in China is very effective and convenient, it has caused many challenges, including social, spatial, environmental, political, and many other problems. In Shenzhen, it is a modern city featuring advanced transportation facilities and an extensive transportation network. For walkability, in China since 2016, the concept of bike sharing became very popular. There are over 30 operators providing more than 10 million bikes hitting the streets in China. 95% of Chinese cities reached an average walking score of 60 points and above, which indicates that most urban residents can run some errands on foot or by bike. For example, Shantou, Xi'an, Chengdu, Chongqing, Hangzhou, and Shanghai are the most walkable cities, which scores are above 80 points. The industry's operating level decreased during the pandemic, which resulted in less energy consumption. As you can see in the chart on the right, the coal consumption in China during COVID-19 did decrease, but it is now slowly rising again. In Shenzhen, the current bicycle sharing rate is about 8%. As of the end of 2018, Shenzhen had over 1,000 kilometers of bicycle lanes. This equals 11.2% of road mileage, compared to Beijing's 95% and Shanghai's 90%. The researchers found that among the 391 confirmed cases of COVID-19 during this period, men had 187 and women had 204. While they were equally represented, men were about 2.5 times more likely to have severe symptoms. Children also were about as likely as adults to be infected. The rise of modern cities, which indicates the rise of smartphone and social media usage, the rapid emergence of thousands of Taobao villages in China. The placements of villages rely on offline retail, service systems, geographical settings, meaning the proximity of wholesale markets, production area, and the accessibility of public transport. As you can see on the chart on the right, the internet penetration in China has increased over 50% since 2000. And the distribution of Taobao villages in China has also increased from being 0 in 2009 to now over 2,000 in 2017. The human activities are now easily recorded due to the modern technology, but this is more beneficial to younger generation. E-shopping reduces the need of physically buying goods from stores, which may be a possible solution for urban congestion. Citizens in Shenzhen are now being easily tracked, for example, through mobile phone data, GPS data, social media data. Different zoning areas lead to different patterns of movement. To find ways to create a better and convenient lifestyle, the research done with advanced technology can help bring the answer quicker and clearer. After reading various academic journals and researching online sources, the topic of urbanization and migration, my group has collected that in China, The rapid rate of development has led to problems and benefits of urbanization. The hukou system has caused regional income disparity and the separation of citizens by urban or rural status. The employment discrimination has increased. The housing affordability inequality has also increased. The demand of cheap labor and the wish for a convenient lifestyle can also negatively affect the psychological development of children in migrant families and lead to separation. The rise in environmental issues, including social, spatial, economic, and political. Once again, discrimination in employment and education. Crime rates are also a huge problem. In Shenzhen, the small coastal town is now a modern metropolis. The municipality help in self-financing have led Shenzhen to grow rapidly. The contaminated water and high energy consumption in this new Silicon Valley. A need for more non-domestic water supply. The fossil fuel consumption should be lowered. Rapid growth from village to megacity. This sudden change in economy enhanced levels of poverty. New industries and companies move in to build this so-called new Silicon Valley. Poor migrants in search of jobs due to rural areas losing value in crops and labor. The increased environmental and mental issues, as stated before. Families' livelihood are threatened by hukou, and their housing and employment has become limited and selective. The Sanghe legend refers to the homeless. Crimes are relatively low, and the hukou unfortunately only benefits based on graduated degree. The Peacock Plan in October 2010 also tries to resolve some of these issues. Moving on to transportation, we learned that the push for more electric vehicles on roads. Without efficient transportation, growth will be difficult. Rapid population growth puts stress on land and drives prices up exponentially. Rail expansion may encourage people to use public transportation. The hybrid system, which combines auction and lorry system, will also reduce the amount of cars on the roads. But how can this be applied to the real world? And why does it matter? Well, more studies on sanitation and waste management would increase the overall health of China and Shenzhen. Water issues should be prioritized and advertised to all citizens. Any signs of a reward system, so look into fines or taxes that can help promote stable growth. Demographic information is always good to research and analyze for future development. Further studies of mental health, because stress will help the city council understand what is best for its citizens. Usage of other utilities like electricity and gas will help figure out which areas are more urgently needed. To assess crime rates, test about what items are stolen and if it's from a rural or urban class. Testing should be done for buildings to incorporate plants or grassy patches in order to help the environment and reduce any pollutants in the atmosphere. Reading academic journals and researching through the internet, our sources that we have collected has told us about how walkability in China and Shenzhen, bike transportation allows for better accessibility. Pedestrian safety and street awareness is becoming very important. Barriers and design areas to promote road safety will help riders, pedestrians, and vehicles feel safer on the road. This means elevated bike lanes that will also protect bikers, and this will reduce harmful emissions. This may encourage people to walk even during the pandemic. The best use of electricity, renewable energy, will help to not only save money, but to also reduce any harmful effects in the environment. For new cities, thousands of new Taobao villages in China are now rising. However, this is beneficial to younger generations. Advanced security and surveillance systems are allowing information to be tracked by modern technology. The recorded patterns of movement may lead to improved living standards and overall reduce urban congestion.